All right, here we go, folks. Yep. Call this meeting to order. This meeting is being held in accordance with the public laws of 1975, Chapter 231. An adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by a notice sent to the Star Ledger, the local source, and posted in the main lobby of the municipal building and on the Township website. At this time, I'd like to ask Union County Vice Commander David Penna of American Legion Post 228 to lead us, please, in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I ask you, please, to remain standing for a moment of silence for all those who defend our freedom, both near and not so near. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mayor Capides,
Here.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser, Committeewoman Du Bois, here. Committeeman Huber, Committeeman Weber.
All right. First part of our meeting agenda is proclamations and announcements. A reminder, folks, during the entire month of April, DPW crews will canvass the township in the garbage packer truck for vegetative waste. Branches 4 inches in diameter and smaller, leaves and grass will be collected. Please note, material must be placed in recyclable bags or cans. Loose debris in the roadway will not be picked up. Loose debris in the roadway will not be picked up. Recyclable bags or cans only. Reminder, Coffee with a Cop is Thursday, March 20th, 9 to 11 at Halo Roasters, sponsored by the Police Department. I hope to see you there. Project Medicine Drop for Unused Medications is March 30th inside Chisholm Community Center from 11:30 to 1:30 p.m. Egg Hunt and Kite Fest is going to be Saturday, April 1st, Chisholm Park from 2 to 4. Bring baskets and kites to fly, photos with the bunny, and fun activities for the kids. Sponsored by the Recreation Department, Cardinal Land Properties, and State Farm Mike Sclera Agency. Springfield Community Cleanup will be hosted by the Springfield Environmental Commission and Department of Public Works. Sunday, April 23rd from 11 to 2, community service hours will be offered. So a lot of stuff as we start our spring season here in Springfield. Congratulations from the Township Committee goes to the 8th grade Boys Minutemen team on winning the JBL Championship with a 47-33 victory over Bedminster. Congratulations to the 7th grade Boys Minutemen team on winning the JBL Championship with a 61-51 victory over Mountainside. And on a more somber note, the Township extends its condolences to the family of Harry Weinerman, who passed away on March 21st. Harry was a longtime owner of the Drexel Cleaners on Mountain Avenue and not only ran the American Legion Baseball League, but also volunteered in youth activities. And regarding also announcements, as I said, every month at the second meeting of the month, I will give an update on our downtown, specifically the Gomes project. And as such, municipal court proceedings continue regarding violations of the municipal ordinances concerning the condition of the property. The trial is scheduled to continue before the municipal court judge Rosenbluth on April 10th of this year. Meanwhile, the last 2 reports were provided concerning the steel beams, strength of concrete, and replacement of the curved pipe. On Friday, March 24th, our redevelopment council requested further verification, including the necessary sealed plans we have not yet received. In addition, the property maintenance inspector has issued a notice that the fencing must be removed and replaced from the Springfield rights-of-way because of safety issues. The notice requires compliance no later than the close of business on April 3rd in accordance with the Springfield ordinances. If this is not accomplished, Springfield intends to obtain a quote and undertake the necessary work. If Springfield does the work, which is required to be done by the property owner, a resolution will be presented to the governing body to impose a lien for all expenses incurred against the property. We will continue to evaluate whether the property owner can complete the project, and we're actively evaluating its remedies if the project continues to be stalled. Finally, certain matters are pending before the Union County Construction Board of Appeals, which involves substantial penalties against the property owner. We are hopeful that these matters will be scheduled for a determination in the immediate future. So that is the latest on the Gomes property. As I've said last month, obviously this has been an issue for quite some time. It affects all of us up here as residents, and it's obviously something that we want to get moving as quickly as possible. With that being said, before we go to public comment on agenda items, I believe we have a motion for executive session on several topics this evening. Madam Clerk.
Okay. Resolution 32823, whereas Article 6 of the Open Public Meetings Act provides that a public body may hold a closed session, and whereas the Township Committee will, during this meeting, enter into discussion of the following matters. Matters covered by attorney-client privilege and potential contract negotiations involving the SID and the bid. Matter covered by attorney-client privilege and personnel. And one that we have added tonight, matters covered by attorney-client privilege, potential litigation, contract negotiation, and acquisition of real property. Whereas the matters to be discussed in closed session are to remain in the strictest of confidence by all Township Committee members in furtherance of their fiduciary duties to the Township. Now therefore, be it resolved, matters discussed at this meeting will be released to the public when the reasons for discussing and acting upon them in closed session no longer exist. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Extensions? All right, we're going to go into executive session. We'll be back soon. Thank you. All right. We are back in session. We are going to public comment on agenda items only. Anyone from the public wishing to comment on agenda items only, I ask that you step forward, state your name and address for the record. You'll have 4 minutes to speak. Ms. Sherry will keep the time, and after you speak, the Township Committee will then respond if applicable. Seeing no one coming up for public comment, I'm going to close the public comment portion of the agenda and move on to our reports. First up is administration, Mr. Basicolo. Good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Okay, we have a few items to discuss tonight. The bid for Waverly and Glenview was awarded to DLS Construction. We held a pre-construction meeting on the 21st. The start date will be early April. They estimate approximately 10 days for completion after they start. We'll make sure all residents get door tags and are notified before anything is done on the street. I wanted to also touch on tomorrow, I have a pre-con meeting on the tennis courts that we're going to resurface. You touched on the meeting we had on the fencing for the Gomes property. We also met with the First Presbyterian Church to discuss improvements that they're looking for. And they were made aware of what needs to be done as far as permits and that type of thing. We'll keep you in the loop on that as we go along. We met with the insurance broker to look into our health benefits, and he needed the report of our experience, which I didn't realize, but Jen had already ordered those back in September. And at that time, Jen had our current broker go out and scour the market and see where we were. So we have done that, but Steve Weiner is going to try to do that again for us. We could not get an updated experience report because you get them once, I think it's once a year, right, Di? Once every 3 years. If we wanted it again, it was $2,000. So Steve said, let me see if I can use the figures that we have and see what we come back with. So we'll keep you in the loop on that as soon as we find out. We had a meeting with the Y on the pool, and I'd like to just go over a couple things we discussed because I think it's shaping up, it's going to be a pretty good year. We're working on the leak in the baby pool. The detection test was done, and potential excavation project to do the repair is being discussed. Once we find out what it entails, we'll have to make a decision on that. We heard when we did the survey that we did, we heard what some of the people were looking for. We've purchased additional recycling containers. We purchased 20 new matching white and blue folding chairs, and also we did some additional shade. I'm just looking where that note is. 2 new matching shade canopies were purchased also. I also want to bring out the HVAC system we were having problems with in the party room has been repaired. What we found out is that it had a very complicated computer system on it, and that was stopping us from making it work properly. What we did is we just kind of bypassed that. We removed it, and we put a normal thermostat on the wall. Cured the problem. So that's taken care of. We're looking into the Canadian geese situation. We're trying to see if we can get somebody to come in and chase them or make them go away.
I mean, if they don't have passports, can they stay? Have we checked?
I will check that out and see if we
That
can
could be an
deport
easy
them.
resolution.
We'll see if we can deport them.
Yes.
Pool membership is on track. Day camp is almost sold out already.
Wow.
Year-round party rentals at the pool clubhouse have been steady. They hired a brand-new seniors aquatic director who'll be overseeing the pool this summer. We also discussed, and they agreed, housekeeping in the bathroom staff. We need to upgrade and make sure that the bathrooms are always clean. We understand the situation that when people walk through with wet feet, step in the dirt, then go into the bathroom, now there's mud in the bathroom. So sometimes you can't have it, cleaned every minute of the day, but the Y is going to look in that and try to help us out on that one. They're looking for early access opportunities for infants and toddlers, as well as child guest passes. More info to come. They're planning special days for the community, such as First Responder Day, Scouts, float nights, and more arts and crafts.
And we did talk about that pre-COVID. We had some of those ideas, and then obviously they were derailed. So it's good that they're coming back because
Yes.
They probably would have been implemented by now if not for the chaos of the last few years in the world, so.
But we're hoping to get them back on this.
Exactly, so it's good that maybe we can start doing that now.
Are they still against weekend passes?
Yes. I will get you an explanation from them exactly, but yes.
I mean, if we go back in the time machine, when we had the pool report initially, when most of you were not on the committee, quite honestly, and I've told this to people who have asked me, the thought process is it deters people from membership, so it's actually counterproductive.
Taken away.
And I know, as somebody who has children with a busy schedule, I understand that individually, it feels like having these specialty memberships would be beneficial to me personally, but in the big picture, it's detrimental to the big picture.
Right.
And once I explain that to people, most people see that. It's hard. I understand that people are busy and they want those other types of ways to be a part of it, but you also have to look at the overall revenue. So it's hard. It's not as cut and dry as just having, oh, you can join for 2 days and you can do this and you can do that, because then it takes away from the big picture. And I understand it's frustrating people. I've had a lot of these conversations with moms, especially online, so I know there's a desire from a handful of people, but I think sometimes trying to, and I would be one of those people in that group, to be perfectly honest, sometimes trying to provide those things for a small group might be at the detriment to the big picture. So I think, I get it's frustrating, but I think that's pretty much what it is. I think that's what they would say as well.
I think we have some nice improvements coming from.
Yeah, definitely.
And that was gonna be some of my comments, and not to interrupt you, but, I want to commend Committeewoman Du Bois and Committeeman Huber. I mean, the chairs and the additional shades were something that was probably the biggest improvement requested from the public survey that we did distribute. So, I mean, we're getting there, more chairs and shade canopies for everyone to enjoy. We're on the right track and we're improving, and I appreciate your efforts. So you're trying to do what the public is asking for.
Thank you. And to the point of those specialty types of memberships that people ask about, if you do look at neighboring communities, they don't offer those unless something has changed. Again, that report that was done was prior to the majority of people being up here, but we were the only community offering those. And to the number crunchers who look at these things differently than we do, they say it does become a detriment to the big picture. And I do understand it, and like I said, I'm the type of person, I've crazy busy schedule in the summer. I would take advantage of one of those if it existed, but I understand why maybe it's not beneficial to have those things too. It's not easy to balance. We can't make make everybody happy. It's hard.
We're also working on trying to open the fitness room in the summer. We got to have a body there that'll be able to do it, so we are looking at that at the moment. We'll keep you abreast of what happens there. We ordered a new scoreboard for Ruby a couple weeks ago. That's an 8-week delivery, so it's probably, I'll get you a firm date as soon as we have it. We'll keep you in the loop on that. We also had the gentleman out that does the clay on our fields. There was a concern that that field is kind of sandy, it gets dusty. And what they would have to do is they would have to put clay in there and rototill it in to try to bring the moisture up. It's a balance. If you put too much clay, the field gets too hard, water doesn't run off, then you have an issue that way. So you're always trying to strike a balance. So we're waiting for a price and some suggestions before we do anything. We should have something shortly on that.
Ruby,
Yes, Ruby.
can I put a request?
What is your request?
Upper Chisholm softball field,
Yes,
the one we rebuilt.
yes.
Somewhere along the line, I guess between settling and storms and everything else, a lip has formed between infield and outfield. And it's significant enough that it is making a difference on play.
Let us look into it.
I believe Lower has a similar lip. It's kind of like the Springfield's technical home field advantage, if you are aware of it. But if not-
The reason that happens is when you drag the fields to smooth them out, you end up taking some of the
Yeah.
clay away, and you end up with a lip there.
Yeah.
That's kind of why it does happen.
I do like the lip on the side, on the foul lines though, because if you're aware of it and you play home, you know it could kick back in. So you kind of play that to your advantage. It's kind of like bumpers in bowling.
We also, we are going to receive a CBGB grant from the county for about $120,000. As soon as that's approved, we will come back to you and let you know.
Stone, indoor sports bubble, maybe?
That's usually roads.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
For the stars.
ADA compliant.
Yeah, yep.
No sports bubble.
And I think that's all for the oh, I wanted to touch, let me make sure we touched on paving. Yeah, we did. Okay. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer. That's all for tonight.
Any questions for Mr. Bisichlo? No. Okay.
Thank you.
Moving on, we have our Business Improvement District report. I will be honest with you, this was obviously a typo. We brought on the Business Improvement District reports along with the telephones and emails when we were in COVID. We've been out of COVID for quite some time, so we welcome the reports and we welcome to read them. But I will say, since you're both here, would you like to present a brief report while you're here? Sure, come on up. Excellent.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, so we did send it out to everybody as we go over the budget. You know, you have two budgets, you should have two budgets. You have the detailed budget, which shows the 2023 budget that we're proposing, shows the 2022 budget, and then the actual, so you can see, you know, how much was spent. So for 2023, well, I think, you know, we're expecting more money because we put in for more money so that we can do the rest of the sidewalk, finish up the streetscape. The prices for the streetscape, we thought that it would be maybe $250,000 to finish it up, $300,000 compared to what we paid for the rest of it. It's gone up, it's doubled in price. It's going to be close to $500,000 to finish that project up. So that's why, and actually Scott will talk about it.
I'm sorry, please accept my apology. I know I'm cutting you off, and I try not to do that with anybody. But this kind of sounds like you're giving your budget report.
Isn't that what you wanted?
No. Well, no, I thought.
sorry.
No. And that's for our next meeting.
Okay.
You know, I was just thinking, like, we had the reports before during COVID when you were talking about the business and the status of the business and what was going on, the things, the coupons and the stuff like that. But we're gonna.
Yeah, we thought that you were doing the first reading tonight. You wanted us to present the budget.
We're doing the reading and that's done every year to approve
You
it.
want us to do it the second?
Please.
Got it, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so again, we're working on doing the budget is one of the projects, but we're working on doing the streetscape, getting that completed. We want to get that done finally. And we're also, you know, putting a lot into the marketing. Businesses are coming back, and businesses are coming in now, which has really surprised me because I thought after COVID, people would be a little gun shy and trying to open up. They're all out there. They're all out there opening businesses. We want to hold a breakfast for brokers in town and just hear what they're seeing, what people are saying, what's available. You know, are there any issues when they come in? You know, who's kicking the tires to see what's going on. So we're going to try and do that in May. So that's one of the things we're working on.
Yeah, what we want to do also, what we've been doing now with our meetings, also, like after we're done, we go, okay, what's going on in your field? So we're really interested in what's going on with the real estate market, what's going on with the retail market. So it's a really great way to see what's going on. They say good things, they say bad things. But we want to be educated on what's happening specifically in those fields, so we thought we were doing like a meeting with them and say, okay, tell us what's going on in your field and everything, specifically in Springfield.
You know, and I've been talking to people in the industry around the state and everything, and there are some people who definitely believe that there is going to be some sort of recession that'll be quick. That's what they're saying. So that's part of the things we're trying to talk about and trying to prepare if there is to try to how we're going to help our businesses if that happens. So those are the different things we're looking at and trying to figure out. We're doing our marketing. Our businesses love our marketing program. We're going to come up with some new ones for the spring and summer. We're going to try to do some more smaller ones, like niches for different types of businesses. Like we've done the fitness crawl, and there's so many fitness businesses coming in now. But they love that because, and all the residents love that too because they love being able to go around and see, oh, let me try this. I don't know which one to go to. I'll try yoga. I'll try hot yoga, I'll try the different things. So they really seem to enjoy that. When we're doing the gift card again, which everyone loves, that's just a really good deal. And
We'll also be doing, we're gonna be doing a concert series again. We'll get the Scream trucks there, that seems to be a really successful event. So we pay for the ice cream with the Scream trucks, and we have a couple concerts during the summertime. That's a focus on us. We were also discussing, and it has nothing to do with the food truck event, which is done by the Rotary. What we found success with the Fall Festival is the banners, where we paid for some of the tables for the people that were part of the bid. So if you want to be a vendor and you're part of the bid, we pay half of your fee. So we thought with the food truck festival, they have the whole, in the pool area, they have all the fence, so we're going to pay for their banners. So we're going to set up with the print media, we'll pay for the banners, and then they keep them permanently. So when there's other events, they just posted it there. So again, it's a way to brand them, get them out there, and really our strive is to make the businesses better. But one point I try to make is that we're not the only thing that should get them going. They really have to depend on themselves to do it. We're only a piece of the puzzle, and we're more than happy to help them out. But that's where we want to have the luncheon with them, say, listen, what are you guys doing marketing? It's really upon you, including us, but you, to really market yourself. Because what we're seeing with a lot of the businesses, not a lot, some of them, that they come in, they don't do anything, and then in 2 years they're out. Right. So you really have to be a business person, and to be successful, or to be semi-successful, and that's what our goal is with them.
Mike,
Yeah.
talking about the banners, if you can get in touch with the new athletic director at the high schools, they're looking to get banners put on the fences at Ruby
Okay. Yeah.
for whatever cost it is. I have no idea, but she had good suggestions. She called, I talked to her, and she wants to get the businesses involved with it.
Perfect example.
Well, the Softball Booster Club, we've been also looking for sponsorships, and we're going to put up a banner. So far, we have 6 local sponsorships, and we're going to be putting up a banner at the field for the season. So if there's anybody else who would like to, I have the sponsorship letter, I can forward it to you.
Send that over to me.
Yeah.
I was going to say that, we're very much, we have a very big email list.
Yeah, definitely. So
for our
I'll forward it
businesses.
to you tonight. And then,
So
we've
you
had
can
some
forward it.
success. Some of the businesses on 22 have spawned, and it's great. We already did a clinic last weekend, and we did shirts, so all the sponsors wanted shirts. We're gonna give them the shirts. We're gonna do banners. We'll do a plaque at the end of the season,
Just so
and
we can get that out to anybody. We won't give out our email list, but we're more than happy to send out anything we can
Yeah,
for
that-
people to help other groups. with their
definitely,
programs.
yeah.
And that was another focus. Kurt from My Town Marketing, who we hire, goes out to all the businesses. There's probably 65 to 70 active businesses that do all these events. So what we want to do is go, okay, there's many events going on in Springfield, like, for example, say your event coming up, but we want you to help you utilize where you can put your banner up. So we're really focusing on the banner movement on that. So that's a perfect example of that.
So, yeah, we did the clinic last weekend, we're gonna do a summer camp in July, and we definitely put it on the shirts, we put it on banners, and we encourage our parents, please, look at who's supporting your kids, give back to them, and we really try to encourage that, and we've had some good feedback so
We're more
far.
than happy to get the information out to our businesses through email. This
Awesome,
is a
yeah,
great way.
and no pressure, if they want, they want, but it's an opportunity,
And if there's anything going on like that, and it's probably monthly,
Yeah.
whether it be this club, this school, something to support, that's what we want to support and have the businesses support that.
Definitely.
So,
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
Moving on, we see the department reports as emailed. Minutes and reports. Do I have a motion?
I will make a motion to adopt the regular meeting minutes of January 1st, 2023 as emailed.
Second.
Aye.
All right, we have several ordinances for new business. Madam Clerk, will you read the first ordinance by title, please?
Yes, this is the first reading for ordinance 2023-08. This ordinance is to establish a cap bank for the calendar year 2020
Oh, first reading.
pursuant to NJSA 48:4-45.14.
Can I make a motion to adopt ordinance 2023-08 as read by Madam Clerk with publication in the local source on April 6, 2023, with a final hearing on April 25th, 2023?
Second.
All right, Any discussion up here? Anyone would like an explanation from our CFO or business administrator?
Nah, this
We
is
do this every year.
simple.
Just asking. Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois.
Yes.
Committeeman Weber.
Yes.
Mayor Kapides.
Yes.
Ordinance 2023-09. This ordinance amends the Township Code at Chapter 7 to modify and supplement the township's traffic regulations regarding streets where parking is prohibited at all times.
Make a motion to adopt, ordinance 2023-09 is read by Madam Clerk, publicized in the local source April 6, 2023, with final hearing on April 25th, 2023.
Can we get
You got-
I'll make a second, and then, I'll make a second. I said second. And then can we just get a explanation? Captain?
Captain, do you want to
Captain, would you like to?
on that one?
He doesn't want to, but he will.
Make sure it's on, please.
Basically, it's just going to amend the no parking areas on Church Mall specifically at the end of the cul-de-sac. We have a concern for the movement of emergency vehicles. It's problematic now and potentially will get worse once the development is completed. So we're trying to address it.
And just so you know, the fire hydrant is at the end of that cul-de-sac.
We have to be able to get a fire truck in there and turn it around.
Yeah, and we've also, because of the development going on across the street, the access to the graveyard is at that very end, so you can't be parked where the driveway's gonna be.
Yeah, they're going to be putting an additional driveway kind of directly across from the existing exit driveway to the church. There's going to be one on the opposite side of the street there too now.
So this is just actually the kind of the bulb of the cul-de-sac.
So this is one section of the cul-de-sac?
If you draw a straight line kind of across, it's gonna be the entire 180-degree section.
And the rationale is the emergency vehicles need to be able to navigate to access that hydrant.
Right, that's the main concern. And also, you know, with the increase in traffic from the development that's going to be completed, you know, at some point in the future, we're going to get a lot more traffic down Church Mall. And if there's going to be cars parked in that area, it's going to be harder for people to turn around and come back out if they need to do that. So it's-
Thank you. Anyone else, any questions? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Weber.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser.
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Mayor Kapides.
Yes.
Ordinance 2023-10. This ordinance amends the Township Code to adopt floodplain management regulations in accordance with updated guidance from the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection.
I will make a motion to adopt ordinance 2023-10 as read by Madam Clerk, with a publication in the local source on April 6, 2023, with a final hearing scheduled for April 25th, 2023.
Any discussion up here? This is done, I guess, this one and 2023-11 is just done as an as-needed basis when they come up with,
They came up with changes that we had to make changes in our code, and Craig worked with Mike Disco on this.
This is a standard form of ordinance mandated by the NJDEP to be consistent with applicable state law and new regulations, and it helps with the town's continued qualification for the flood insurance, the federal flood insurance program. It's pretty hefty ordinance, and it replaces the prior one, but the idea is basically to help improve the types and forms of development and zoning within the flood area, flood fringe areas, and the floodplain, to help make development more appropriate going forward.
excellent. Thank you for that rationale. Any other additional questions?
No.
No, roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois.
Yes.
Committeeman Weber. Mayor Kapides.
Yes.
Ordinance 2023-11. This ordinance amends the township's land use code to reflect flood plan management regulations which are being implemented in accordance with updated guidance from the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection.
I will make a motion to adopt ordinance 2023-11 as read by Madam Clerk, with publication in the local source on April 6, 2023, with a final hearing on April 25th, 2023.
I will second.
And I'm guessing with this, the rationale and narrative is similar to 2023-10?
Yes, this is a little simpler. This is simply adds a cross-reference within our land use code to the new ordinance provisions that were in ordinance number 2023-10.
Excellent. Any additional thoughts, questions?
Nope.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser.
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
Yeah.
Committeeman Weber.
Yes.
Mayor Capides.
Yes. Moving on to resolutions, we are going to move these resolutions by consent agenda. There is 2 revisions to our resolutions this evening. First, I would like to ask for a motion to table Resolution 2023-110. We're just simply not ready to move this forward, although we're in support, and it is the plan to do so. We're just not quite ready yet. So I would like to have a motion to table 2023-110.
Motion to table Resolution 2023-110.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
All in favor?
Committeeman Huber.
Yeah.
Committeewoman Du Bois.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser.
Yes.
Committeeman Weber. Mayor Capides.
Yes, to this resolutions, the second action is adding Resolution 2023-113, which was recently added to our packets we're adding to the resolutions for that this evening. And obviously, if you would like that one pulled, please let us know. So, Resolution 2023-91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 111, 112, and 113. Do I have a motion?
I will make a motion to adopt the following resolutions on consent agenda, from Resolution 2023-91 through Resolution 2023-109, and then Resolution 2023-111 through Resolution 2023-113.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Deputy Mayor Kaiser.
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Committeeman Weber.
Yes.
Mayor Capides.
Yes.
Can I just ask one question? I should have taken this out. Captain, Angelo,
Bonavide-Cola.
Nicole, yeah, he is a second, isn't he,
It's an
class 2? He has to be reappointed?
admin, just like the crossing guards.
Okay, I didn't know that, so I thought that, and I just wanted to make sure, in case anybody asked. Okay, that's it.
And I thought you were gonna ask about 106, 107, 108, Mr. Huber.
106, 107. Let me see. I can't count that high. 106.
All right. We have one discussion and action item. Do we have a motion, please?
I will make a motion to discuss and vote on a request from First Presbyterian Church to waive the township inspection permit fees associated with the AC heater project in the parish house, permit number 23-0067, in the amount of $313.
Second?
I guess.
Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois.
Yes.
Committeeman Weber.
Yes.
Mayor Capides.
Yes. Moving on to finance.
Okay, I will make a motion to adopt the payroll invoices for the period of March 15th through March 28th, 2023, in the amount of $1,215,982.99.
Second.
Roll call?
Deputy Mayor Kaiser.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois.
Yes.
Committeeman Weber.
Yes.
Mayor Capides.
Yes.
And everybody has received the February 2023 temporary budget report, the February 2023 pool temporary budget, the February 2023 revenue report, and the February 2023 pool revenue report. I hope that has all been filed away and read.
Thank you. We received one correspondence from Price Misi regarding Outfront Media. There's a Springfield Planning Board hearing on April 10th at 7 p.m. at the municipal building. The correspondent spoke to that matter. At this time, I would like to open up the meeting to public comment on any governmental issue. Anyone from the public wishing to speak, please come to the microphone. State your name and address for the record. You'll have 4 minutes to speak on any governmental matter, after which, after that time has allotted, the Township Committee will have an opportunity to respond. Anyone wishing to speak, come forward.
Hello again, I'm Matthew Lynch, 537 Stoneybrook Drive, Bridgewater, formerly 93 Lions Place and 100 Mountain Avenue here in town. It's good to see everybody again. Hope everybody's well.
Good to see you.
My fellow guys that were involved in this with me couldn't be here today, but Tom Balk, I'm sure you got something in the mail from him the other day. And I would just like to read that out loud so everybody knows about it. It said, he put a Dear Mayor Weber, apologize about that.
Okay.
You know,
Seat up here.
So I'll read it. After several conversations and attempts at resolving the issues with our retired benefits remaining unresolved, the 4 of us are formally requesting to sit down and negotiate a resolution to our contributions on our retirement benefits. Township has taken the position that the state law exempts them from following through on the working they agreed to be in the collective, The Township has taken the position that state law exempts them from following through on the working they agreed to in the collective bargaining unit contracts we retired under. However, there is wording in these contracts which state if any action is taken which invalidates any portion of that contract, the remaining portions of the contract remain intact, and the invalidated portions becomes negotiable. That's Article 9 of the PBA contract and Article 18 of the FMBA contract. After we retired him, this item was renegotiated with the unions, and we would accept the terms granted in this successive agreements. While we remain disheartened that the township continues to deny us something to negotiate in good faith that was then granted to personnel retiring after the 4 of us, we're only looking to resolve this moving forward and be done with this issue for good. Please let us know when we could sit down with the Public Safety Committee to discuss, or if the committee would be amicable with the following through the guarantee of our good faith negotiations and respective contracts we retired under. Thank you for your time and attention to this matter, and we look forward to hearing from you very soon. That's myself, Tom Balk, Jim Morton, and Aldo Pagnotta. I appreciate your time. I know this is, I'm up here. I'm sure you guys are getting sick of me, but we're going to be up here until we can resolve this thing. There's 5 Democrats up here. Democrats are usually pro-union people. We all know, and I know there's 3 big union people up on the board there, and Chris Christie came in and just swept everything on the run, didn't really care what he did, hurt all of us. So we're asking you, as fellow union members, to honor the contract, honor what we signed. We honored our end, we're just asking you to honor our end. I assume that you're under a no-talk thing again from Mr. Dowd. Sometimes I feel like your silence is kind of deafening. I wish someone would comment, would talk to us, so we could get this resolved. Thank you again for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public wishing to be heard on any governmental issue? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public comment portion of the meeting. Before we adjourn this evening, Committeewoman Du Bois asked for some time to share a statement with us. So, Committeewoman Du Bois, please.
Before I make my statement, I just wanted to take a minute because I thought about it after the beginning of the meeting to thank all of the first responders who participated in the event Friday at the high school with the Caldwell teachers. Having a child that's a senior now and having a child that's currently in Caldwell, and being a sappy mom, it made my heart happy that this program was back, because when my older one was little, it was the highlight of the year. And then, of course, COVID, again, wiped out things like this. And seeing all of you out there, and seeing and just seeing the kids, like, in the stands, the fifth graders that were now the big dogs. I know his son and my daughter, like, they thought they were the big dogs, and they were running things, and they got to participate at halftime. And it's a long day, and all of you work really hard, and the teachers work hard, and, you know, nobody wants to really be there at 8, 9 o'clock at night running around a sweaty gym, but to the kids, it meant everything. It was so much fun. I'm sure it was a great fundraiser. I don't know. I'm not a part of the PTA like that. I was doing concessions, because what else would I be doing but chatting it up and selling food? I know Mayor Capides was there, and just thank all of you that were involved, everybody who was there behind the scenes. I don't know who's watching this meeting, but to the parents, to the board, the PTA, I know a lot of work goes into doing things like this, and it's appreciated, and it was just a great night. So I'm glad to have it back. It really felt like normalcy is coming back to us when we see things like that. And I work in a school district and in a school that's really rough, and unfortunately, we don't have stuff like that, so I don't take those moments for granted. So for everybody who was there, if you're watching this, or if you know somebody who was involved, thank them. It was a lot of fun. I think you could attest to that too. Absolutely. It was a great night. It was really cool. So, after that, when I started this journey that led me to my role in the Township Committee nearly 8 years ago, I had 2 relatively young children and thought, how could I run for office at this point in my life? I spoke to my family. I remembered my dad basically saying to me, you have to take opportunities when they present themselves to you, because you never know if they're going to happen again. So I ended up doing that. And after running the first time and losing by a very small number of votes, I was lucky enough to be elected, and I'm really proud of the work that I've done in this role and that we've done collectively as a team. I'm grateful for the relationships I built here and in the surrounding communities. Recently, it's come to my attention that there are some opportunities out there that I think could fit my skill set and my knowledge that I've gained through this role really well. However, to even consider looking into them, I have to do the right thing and step away from this role, because anybody who knows me knows I take on a lot of things, and I just have to transition in order to even consider any of this. Now my kids are a little older, but of course the timing isn't necessarily perfect on paper. I know it's the middle of my 3rd term. I think I've learned since nearly 8 years ago that sometimes you have to go with your gut and pursue opportunities when they are within your reach. Maybe not when they are necessarily perfect on paper. So tonight, I'm announcing that I'm stepping away from my role as a committee woman. I'm grateful to the team around me, not only the people that appear up on this dais, but also the department heads who I've worked with closely for the last 6.5 years, and of course, Miss Donnelly down there at the end, who has become really a friend and a colleague and pretty much every other positive word you can say. I'm especially grateful to all the support I've had from the residents. I will continue to be part of so many things in the community. Just like I said, Friday night I was there all night with all of you. So you can't get rid of me too easily. And I will continue, like I said, I will continue to be part of so many things in the community that I'm already engaged with, without a doubt. I want to thank everybody up here for your continued support, and I will miss this team for sure. This decision wasn't easy, but I know it's the right decision. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody up here. That's basically it.
You're speechless?
Shockingly. The only time I'm usually speechless is when I'm sleeping, so.
And you don't even know if that's true.
I've heard it's not true, but I can't confirm it because I'm asleep. So I just wanted to thank everybody. And I know there's going to be people who are going to disagree with my decision. And I'm ready. Obviously, I've learned in all my time up here that if I know a choice I made is the right choice, that I'm willing to stand by it. And I know this is the right decision right now. And like I said, I'm always going to be involved in this community. You cannot get rid of me. Can't get rid of me that easily, but I just have to make this transition right now. And that's it. And I thank everybody, even the people who disagree with me, because, you know, I'm always going to be around to try to help out and do things. And thank you. Thank you guys, too.
Good luck,
Thank you.
everything you do. We're here if you need us.
Yeah, Erica, I have known you my entire life.
I have pictures to prove it.
I have always known you, whether it was in elementary school on the kickball field, trying to kick the ball as far as you could, or run the bases as fast as you could. You were always a good teammate. And this is, however many years later, no different. I respect the hell out of you. I'm envious of your energy, your compassion, your advocacy, and you are braver than almost anybody that I've ever known. And whatever the future holds for you, and whatever you want to do in life, you will never give less than 200%. And whatever comes your way in the future, I promise you, you are going to knock it out of the park. Good luck. We'll miss you up here, definitely. And I love you.
I'm not sure if I should speak today or speak next week on it, to process this. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna have more to say next meeting, but I'm just gonna say this. 5 years Alex and I have been up here. We've been up here. You are definitely the person who keeps everybody's needs in mind and every group's needs in mind. And I tell a lot of people the same thing when they ask, because you and I are on the opposite spectrum of a lot of things. And I tell everybody the same thing. I need Erica. Erica needs me on certain stuff because
It's the yin and the yang.
I know what I'm good at. And, you know, I'm good at policing and public, emergency stuff and so on. And this right here, the person to my right is the one who takes care of the groups in this town who sometimes don't have a voice. I gotta process this one. But, boy, it's a big weight to fill. But nobody did it better. And that I've been around. I've been in this town for 15 years, and I don't know of anybody that's worked harder or given, 30 hours worth of a day in a 24-hour day. And that's what you do all the time. I don't even know how you do it.
Thank you.
I've known you since the Y,
Forever.
when I did the teen center.
I'm guessing like 20 years. Easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
You were a young kid at the time.
Doing like 3 jobs there.
No kids, no kids, no nothing.
Doing 3 different jobs there.
I talked you into running with me after you lost the first time, and that was a hard decision. I said, we can do lots of the town, for the town. And you came back and said, okay. And we've won 3 times in a row. 3 times in a row. I couldn't have done it without you. I mean, we've disagreed on a lot of things. We've argued.
We'll continue.
But as I said before, we're here. And you know I'm not leaving Springfield. And I'll always be here. If anything you need,
I appreciate that.
I'm always here.
Thank you. And your grandkids are getting so big, I can't even deal with it.
Alex, you want to close us out?
Oh, I love to close this.
Alex, he's getting his wish.
The Diaz of
I always do. Rivera, but, for anyone who knows, I am a Yankees fan. So couple things. One, I'll start off with Rich. He outlasts another committee person. To continue down that line,
With Easter approaching, he is the Energizer Bunny.
Tom Brady is still up here.
There you go.
So I've probably known you the least amount of time up here, but you were certainly we got sworn in the same time. I got sworn into my first term, and you got sworn in as mayor. And while you weren't the first female mayor, right, that goes to Joanne Rajalpi, you were like our third. Still nonetheless remarkable. And still shows, when you look at it, only 3 female mayors. So you were certainly history-breaking a woman up here, and that's important. And that's not important not only to the township, right, who remembers us, but important to your 2 little girls at home that had an entire role model to look up for. What you accomplished not only up here, but as a teacher and a mother. You have 3 incredible roles, and you served honorably in all of them. Every event that you go to, your kids are always in tow. And for your tenure up here, they looked towards you. And it's not just them, but it's every little girl in this community when they saw you as not only a council person, but as a mayor, and you got to do it all. And you got to do it while you're working full-time, being a mother full-time, and this certainly, while not technically full-time, is certainly full-time indeed. And you've done it honorably, and it's been an absolute pleasure to serve with you, fun to argue with you. Not as fun as to argue with the current mayor, but still fun. And I loved every single minute up here with you. So sad to see you go. I hate to cry, but when everybody else is tearing, it's nevertheless comes on myself. So I'm just going to miss you and your level-headedness and your calming nature up here and your jokes. So thank you for everything that you've done. You've set so many things from LGBT, right, to that community event, to your stigma and mental health, and all the initiatives you worked on. And you certainly leave a legacy, and that's all thanks to you.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
And now that everybody's spoken, Erica or Committeewoman Du Bois, I'm going to give you the honor. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Okay.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.